Well, it depends on who you ask in the Auburn fandom. I would say that we're in decent shape at the moment, only because we need the guy. I was trying to think about how I would phrase this before we started. I think it's interesting to kind of juxtapose the quarterback race to the wide receiver race. The question is who's the guy, but there's a lot of likely, options there that any one of those I think could take the reins and run with it. Wide receiver, it's a big question. Shedrick Jackson, as you said, decided to come back. Huge. If he doesn't stay, all of Auburn's, I think, top 4 or 5 leading receivers from the past season are gone. And that just leaves all of this young talent there with the opportunity to rise up and take the reins. But it's unproven. And that's a big question mark when you've got a new offensive scheme, at least a little bit. You've got a new quarterback. You've got a somewhat new offensive lineman. That changed a little bit over the last couple of weeks as people decided to stay. Wide receivers, the big question mark is who's the guy that's going to draw the attention away? A lot of people are excited about some of the recruits that we brought in. Omari Kelly is one of those. Camden Brown, Jay Fair. Those are the 3 main ones, wide receivers. They're going to be seeing probably some time with all this open space that we have in the depth chart. Zevion Capers has had some moments where a lot of people thought he was going to rise to the occasion. I think he still will. That's another name to probably watch there as well. The start of last season, too, a name that was being circulated a lot, especially by the coaching staff, was Tavares Dawson. We didn't really see him surface in the regular season, but a lot of people assume that he's going to be another rising star to come up underneath maybe Shedrick Jackson, things like that. The big thing is we need Shed, the nephew of Bo Jackson, to just take care of his business. We did a live stream recently with some of our viewers where they said they thought he would almost have a Cody Burns, if people remember that name, like trajectory, where he becomes more and more reliable over time. He's not your breakaway, lockdown wide receiver that can just make outstanding plays every single time and requires double teams. But if he can be that rock for this wide receiver core and let some of this talent, very young, inexperienced talent, come in around him, it could be one of the bigger surprises for the Auburn offense this season.